Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Tanveer Iqbal, teacher by Shatigam. Today I shall deliver a lecture for class 8, chapter number 9, Force and Pressure. We have already studied lecture number 1, in which we studied basic concepts of force. What is a force, a push or a pull, and various examples of how we apply force and why do we apply force, how it works. Now our next concept is forces are due to an interaction. When we apply force, it is only possible if we interact with some product, some object. If we won't touch, if we won't interact, if we do not make a contact, force will not get applied. If you are in a play field, whether it is volleyball, football, or a cricket, when you contact with the ball, then only you can move the ball. Whatsoever action you have to take, either you have to stop it, either you have to move it, either you have to place it, either you have to lift it, or you have to change the direction of the ball. Only and only when you make the contact with the ball, then only you can apply the force and you can do the action whatever is required. So we get to the point that forces are applied only when there is an interaction between the object and our part with which we have to apply the force. If we have to apply it by hand, then there would be contact between the hand and the ball or the object. If we have to kick the object, then there should be contact between our foot or leg with the object, which is to be moved or stopped. So, if we say that there is a car and a person is standing behind the car, whatever would be the weight of the person, or if there are one, two, or three persons behind the car, there is no difference in the movement of the car, like there are no persons standing. It is like so. The car is stationary, the persons are stationary, there is nothing in between them. Neither the car will move nor the person will do anything. That means if we think about the car, let if the person is there or not there, it is one and the same thing. But when we move, when we when the person pushes the car, there is in this figure, when the person is pushing the car, there is an impact of the force of the person to the car. The car will move forwards when it is going to push the car to make it move. In this figure, second figure, the two girls are playing. We will infer from the figure that both are pushing each other. Both are pushing each other. So it is a game in which both are pushing each other. We can see from the figure. And this figure is hak çiçi. Gerçi hak çiçi. Yus asan çı. Both the persons, girls, are pulling each other and they are moving in a circular motion. They are moving in a circular motion. So this is a game here when two friends are playing in a field. They move to pull each other and move in a circular motion. We call it hakchichi in our native language. And in this figure in which there is a bull and a man, the bull is pulling the man and the man is pulling the bull. Doing the both are pulling each other. That means when there is a contact from these 4 5 figures, we got to know that when there is a contact between the two objects, then only they can apply the force. We can infer that at least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. Thus an interaction of one object with another object results in a force between the two objects. You can see from figure 9.1, 9.2, 9.3a, 9.3b, 9.3c that when only there is a contact between the two objects, then only the force comes into play and the action is done whatever we are going to